Ukraine cultural and creative sectors have flourished since the Euromaidan revolution, and they've been helping the country to, right now, of course, counter-divisive Russian narratives, but as well, there's like you said, a great sense of national identity. But at the same time, Ukraine is known worldwide for the digital assets. I would say that I've been myself, from my experience working worldwide, probably in terms of software development, in terms of cultural digital transformation, Ukraine is probably one of the most advanced countries in the world. There was a lot of, even in terms of the legislation, in terms of the way it's been created. So there's a huge, robust identity that plays between the legacy of the past and the digital part, which we are right now. So your minister is actually touching the cultural legacy and the future with digitization and digital transformation. So it's a big task for any country, and as well for a country like what you're going through is even more important. But it's really very powerful, the achievement that you have. So there's a cultural power of the culture. There's as well the success that you've been having in creating a lot of international, from the Eurovision to a lot of other cultural artists, filmmakers, of course, websites, platforms. There's a huge multicultural success of Ukraine. So I would like to touch how your minister deals with the legacy of the past, the present, which of course is going to through a lot of challenges, and the future of digitalization and digital transformation.
Well, I guess that it's worth saying that basically there are two main directions on how the digitalization in our country is working. First of all, is the idea behind the digitalization is that we would like to create the most convenient country in the world. And this conveniency is based on the digitalization. So all the services, the communication in between the person, the population and the citizen and the government should be as easy as it can be, and very, very fast and clear and transparent. And this is one of the biggest problems, not only for Ukraine, but for all countries of the world, because this is so much puzzled on what you should do, where you can find this information, where you should go, where you should take this paper and bring to another. So this is something what we are creating, and we would like to get rid of any kind of papers which actually exist and transfer them into the digital form, which we already have started doing. And we have a wonderful governmental application which is called DIA. I'm sure that you have heard about that, where we already have the documents, the passport, the driver's license, even the birth certificate of my children, and all the other possible needed important documents which I might need in my everyday life in case I try to communicate with the government on any issues. So this is like the number one direction. And what is the most important there is that when we digitalize each and every service in the country, we make them interoperable. And this is one of the key things which should be done in order to make this easy for the citizen. Country should, and the government should not be asking people for some papers which actually belong to the government from the citizen. In case any information exists in the theory in the country about this person, it should be automatically exchanging one and another authorities, not to ask the person to bring any kind of information. This is number one, convenience. And I think that we are really succeeding in this field. I can see so many feedbacks right now, the people who have relocated, and we have 8 million of those who have relocated to different countries right now, and who keep saying, my God, what a convenient country we have already, even though we are only at the beginning of this route. And this is definitely being compared like life comparison of 2023, because all people who relocated to other countries, they are touching upon communication in between them being in other countries and the governments, for sure, the system which they have to fit in to legalize their being here. So this thing, I think, would lead us to a kind of leadership in GovTech, in governmental IT infrastructure. And we already see that DIA as the application already being taken by countries like Estonia and some other countries, and an example to use within other countries. Next direction, which you mentioned, is the IT itself development. And I do believe that innovations, they are the drivers for the economic growth. And this is, for us, this is the possibility to address the whole world and to say that Ukraine is the IT development driver and the innovation driver. And we have, even due to war, because, you know, I have worked for the government, and since the time there was either COVID or war. I mean, this is a quite complicated period I've chosen to do so. So there are always challenges, but I guess that all the previous 15 years of my work, I've been getting ready for this. Now I know why I had taken that route. So indeed, I try to look at the situation which we're surviving right now as the possibility for us. We have got credits. Let's call it credits. We have got credits from all over the world. We've got attention, we've got the financial support, we've got technical support, and so on and so on and so on. So we, as the nation, have the possibility right now to create the new things in which we will be leaders, because there is no other country actually. And if we talk about culture, this is a conversation I'm having with a lot of cultural heritage experts and with UNESCO as well. And I am asking them, like, do you know any other conflict in the history after the Second World War, which people would be living inside the conflict and would be able to go and visit cultural destroyed sites, would be going to enter there to evaluate losses, to calculate and so on. And they're saying, no, there has never been in the history since that time the situation like this. Normally there's a conflict happening, then the conflict finished and everybody are going inside, and then already start rebuild, renovation, and so on and so on. In our case, this is completely different. So basically, Ukraine is rewriting the way certain things would be approached later on. And Ukraine is going to be the one who would be the leader in this process to show an example on what we did. This right now takes us, you know, this is not like the very easy and fast maybe way to go, because it's like we used to call it on-job training in the corporations, but this is on job life living. You know, like we are living through this war, and that once we're learning on how to live it, because this is a kind of being adapted to the situation. But this also the chance and the possibilities to show that we are a nation of innovations as well in any type of the economy. And I'm sure that we'll be the leader in this.
So that's very impressive, and definitely, like you said, even with all the challenges, Ukraine, of course, is famous worldwide for its technology capacities. But there's a huge task checking in your minister targets for 2024. You have, as some of the targets, the transfer of 100% of all public service for citizens and business online, and provide 95% of transport infrastructure, settlements, and their social facilities with access to high-end internet. And as well to teach 6 million Ukrainians digital skills and increase the share of IT in the country's GDP to 10%. So can you tell us a bit about this vision and how you see this role playing in changing the economics of Ukraine, but as well the cultural sector, and how this can actually have a big impact, like you just said, but going forward and taking more the economy to a new level?
So basically those targets, they were put actually, I think, in 2019, that was before the war. And that was the 5-year period which we had to do. We did not have any COVID, did not have any war at the time when this was planned. And this is for sure dramatically affecting the results and the timing of the achievement. But nevertheless, most of those targets, they are on the way to provide the knowledge towards the possibility of people to use the computer science and so on. So many learning programs, including the governmental SD education, were created, and there are over 5 million already people who have passed through those learnings increase the level of computer skills, which was one of the ideas. The broadband all over the country already was created in 2020. There was a huge program for the whole country on doing the broadband development in the areas where they did not yet reach the territories. So this already exists. For sure, we always will have some of the things which still have not been touched upon, but I think that this is, kind of percentage which always exists. So that's why I am more than sure that the targets which were put, they already can be considered as achieved. But they also should be changing with the war, and they have changed. And we understand that priorities for the war period, and especially if you talk about innovation, so now for sure the priorities is for the military tech, because this is something what all the companies which used to work in any other fields could, turn a little bit into different direction of their development and start working in this field. So yeah, I mean, I am more than sure that by the end of the 2024, those all will be green.
Congratulations. And I know that is, I feel, of course, the challenge you are facing, and as well, I think most of the world is feeling that.